So let's get into charting versus execution. These are two different topics, but they go hand in hand, and they both are very important when you're actively trading every single day. Charting is done on tradingview.com. It's a free website that has great tools for technical analysis. You can get really, really detailed using literally hundreds of different tools. You can put text on there. It's a great resource when you're talking about just analyzing your chart. Now, that's different than the execution platform that we're going to use, which is called MetaTrader 4. Now, there are other execution platforms, just like there are other charting platforms, either just the two that I recommend. The execution platform is where you link your broker and place your orders. So if you, for example, open an account with Owanda, they're a regulated broker here in the United States, you were to link that Owanda account with MetaTrader 4 through MetaTrader 4, and you're going to be able to then use your Owanda account in MetaTrader 4 as if it was Owanda's platform itself. So the execution platform is where you link your money to. The charting platform is where you do your analysis. This is what MetaTrader 4 looks like. As you can see at the top, it says your account name, everything like that. It has a bunch of different time frames, some basic analysis here. It's set on bar charts. So it's just very cut and dry, very vanilla. And that's why we only use MetaTrader 4 for execution. It's not the best for chart analysis, but there are a few qualities to MetaTrader 4 that you do need to understand. So up at the top here, you can see you can choose between the different type of candlesticks that you want to look at, whether it's bar charts, candlestick charts, or a line chart. You can choose which type of chart you'd like to look at. Beneath the File, View, and Insert buttons on the far left side here, you can see the basic drawing tools that I was speaking about. The arrow tool, the crosshair tool, the vertical and horizontal lines, the trend lines, and the basic text tool as well. Next to that, you'll find the time frame selector, and then again, up in the top search bar here, you're going to see where you can set your templates and indicators, and that's why we use MetaTrader 4, because when I show you TradingView in a second, you're going to sometimes ask me and say, hey, how do I get what I see on TradingView on MetaTrader 4? Because of templates and indicators, you're going to be able to customize the layout of your MetaTrader 4, and that's where you're going to be able to make it look just like you're going to see the charts on TradingView.com. Underneath, again, that File, View, and Insert buttons in the top left corner, you're going to be able to set up new charts, open your terminal where you'll see your account balance, your margin, your equity, all of that stuff. You're also going to be able to select new charts and access multiple accounts if you have that as well, all through the options in the top left there. So let's talk about TradingView.com. First, you'll see that it looks very, very similar to MetaTrader 4. Up in the top left, you can see the pair name very clearly. EuroCAD is what we're looking at here. You can also see the time frames right next to that as well. On the far left side, going down your screen, you're going to see the drawing tools. Now, each one of these tools on the left side, each one of those little icons has another menu within it. So you can find even more detailed tools inside there. That actually translates out here into my favorites bar. These are the tools that I use the most. It's a text tool, a basic arrow tool, 2 measurement tools, a triangle tool, and then just vertical and horizontal lines to do my trend lines, my profit and loss for long and short positions. So these are all very simple tools that, honestly, I would really recommend you just go and play around with it. Go into the program, click the drawing tools, see what you like. There's Fibonacci extensions in there if you trade that way. Whatever works for you, all of those tools are here on TradingView. This is why we use this platform over MetaTrader 4 for our analysis. Here on the right side, you'll see the price, and then above price, you'll be able to save your chart layout, open multiple chart layouts if you want to, change how many charts you see on your screen at once. All of that stuff is located right up here. You're also able to take screenshots of your charts from up here, which is awesome if you're trying to send me some markups for analysis or if you're just posting them for yourself. This publishing tool is really useful as well because you can actually publish your ideas to Twitter and get some feedback from other traders on Twitter and on TradingView itself. It's kind of got this social feature if you want to use that. Here in the center of the screen at the top bar, you'll find the indicator search button, and that's where you can search for all the indicators that I'm going to show you how to use. I use technical indicators in my analysis, and you're going to do the same thing. So when you come to set up TradingView, you're going to need to search for indicators, and you're going to be able to do that right here. So when I talk about EMAs, exponential moving averages, or a TDI, or pivot points, or anything like that, you're going to be able to search for that right up here. So when we talk about technical analysis, you also have to understand that we can do it across multiple time frames. You'll look at daily charts, weekly charts, hourly charts, 4-hour charts, down to the 1-minute chart for different types of analysis. It'll tell you different trends. And what that'll lead to is finding really profitable setups when you can find confidence in that one direction. If all of those time frames are sending you in the same direction, if all of them are short biased, you'll have a lot of confidence because of the confluence in that trade. Now, when we talked a little bit earlier about the types of candlesticks, types of charts you could look at, the three main types are either, like I said, candlesticks, line charts, or bar charts. Candles are a really good visual representation of the patterns that prices create. And the patterns are created because majority of the trading that's done is done through those interbank traders that are using high-frequency trading robots. These algorithmic machines are processing orders faster than you and I can even fathom, and those fast-paced orders are actually what create the repeated patterns in the market. I highly recommend that you turn the colors off of your candlesticks. You already saw it in my previous examples. I highly recommend that you turn off the colors because it's going to remove a lot of the emotion that induces amateur traders. But before we go into some detailed markups on how to read the different colors of the candles and things like that, let's understand the different levels within a candlestick, because candles are defined by the chart time frame that you're looking at. For example, if you're looking at an hourly chart, each bar that you see is going to be 1 hour's data. If you're looking at a daily chart, each bar you see is going to be 1 day's data. Now, the candle is going to paint with an open, close, and a high and a low. Depending on if the candle is bullish or bearish, meaning it moves higher or lower, will determine where the open and close is. But each candle is basically the same thing. The pin high is the highest price that was reached during that time frame. The pin low is the lowest price reached during that time frame. If it's a bearish candle, the opening is going to be at the top of the body and the close price is going to be at the bottom of the body. If it's a bullish candle, meaning it moves higher, the bottom of that candle body is your open price and the top of that candle body is your close price. Now, there's a ton of traditional chart patterns, candlestick patterns that people use. You can see them all here, but we are not going to use any of them. None of them are really that important for the types of trading that we are going to do in this course. So you don't have to worry about memorizing all these names, worrying about what they mean. I'm going to show you 3 specific candlestick formations that matter most. Now, let's talk a little bit about the colors of the candles, because these induce a lot of people too, and these play into those kind of crappy candlestick formations that I just showed you on the previous chart. As you can see here, when candles move in one direction, you see continuous color in that direction. So when it moves higher, in this example, it's green, it's green, it's green, it's huge, it's green. You don't want to miss that move, and that can create a lot of FOMO. It can create a lot of emotion, and as you can see, look what happens right after that. Big push of green, it comes right back down with some red. So what do you do to avoid that potential for being emotionally induced into this trade? You take the candles and make them completely black. And what that does is it allows you to really focus on price and not focus on how quickly things are moving, or if you're going to move, or if you're going to miss any move. You're going to wait for the right setups because you're focused on the unemotional price action, not the emotional driven candles, if that makes sense. There's 2 main types of candle formations that you need to understand. The first one is a doji candle. This one has no body, as you can see here in the example. It just is wicks. And what this shows is indecision in price. Price can't move. This is a 15-minute time frame that we're looking at. You can see it up here. Each candle here is 15 minutes. This doji tells us that for the high and the low, we couldn't move from price for that entire 15 minutes. We set the high, set the low, and then chopped in between for the entire 15 minutes. And that's why there was no body. If you look at these other candles here, these are called hammer candles. These are similar, but they have a body to them, some type of a body. Whether there's 1 wick or 2 wicks, it doesn't matter. If it has some type of a body, but it is still an indecisive, very small candle with larger wicks than the bodies are, those are hammer candles. And those, again, are showing you slowing of trend. These are very important because if you're in a trade, you want to be able to identify these as 2 very important signals that the trend is slowing down. Now, to summarize everything that we talked about here in charting tools, just quickly go over it. MetaTrader 4 is your execution platform. That's where you're going to link your broker that's holding your money, and you're going to place your orders through that execution platform. TradingView is for your detailed chart analysis. That's where you're going to be able to go in, draw your trend lines, draw your profit and loss potentials, draw your boxes, draw everything that you need to do the proper analysis I'm going to show you as we go through the course. And of course, colorless candles are going to keep emotions out of your trading. So it's very important to not have the colors turn on your candles. It's going to save you a lot of money and a lot of headache. Now, lastly, remember that doji and hammer candles are going to signal a slowing of trend. Those are the 2 candlestick formations that you need to understand as far as what you need to look out for. Now, when we move through the entry signals, I'm going to show you candle formations there that provide breakouts, perfect entry positions. These candles are slightly different. Just keep doji and hammer candles in mind that if you're in a trade, they signal a slowing of trend.